I wanted to speak to something that you were explaining to the class here in regard to the first degree in the 1 to 10, which I would have to say is the most powerful degree in the whole 120 because it is the first. And the first is the foundation of all things in existence. And it just happens to be who is the original man. Now I heard you speak to the original man as the Asiatic black man, the maker and the owner. And I want to zero in on the cream. Because in one of my last articles, I wrote that the cream, whether you take it allegorically or not, speaks to the nature. Because it's the cream of the planet Earth. So the black man described as the cream is described as the cream attached to of the planet Earth. According to the Twa people, when they speak to the origins of man, that history is given from mouth to ear. It is said that man arose from the very mother of the earth. There's a technical term called autochone, meaning that the man with no mother, the father with no mother, the firstborn son of self, the primordial man, the man who came from the very living earth that supports all living beings. So I would posit to you the question or the statement that the cream in and of itself speaks to the nature of the black man. Now, I can use the second degree to show you the dichotomy because the second degree is who is the colored man. The colored man is a Caucasian man, white man, Yaku's grafted devil of the planet Earth. Again, we see a linkage that describes a grafted devil of the planet Earth. So the black man, the original man, the primordial being, the firstborn son of self, who arose from the very mother of the earth, he's the cream of the planet because out of all the things that exist on the planet, he is the best part. Right? So not all the time is things figurative or literal because sometimes there is an allegorical interpretation that must be applied. But when you look in the mirror and you look at yourself, right, and you look at your body, you're looking at the best part, right, that you created within a 9-month stage, right, from a live air seed particle that found a clot of blood, right? But we have to go even further than that because there was another original man who beheld the beauty of your mother, and him beholding that beauty was a thought, a gaseous thought that was transformed into a liquid. The living liquid then traveled to the divine rod. When he went to the center of the earth and he planted the rod, the explosion occurred. And so the thought that had became the liquid called sperm, right, was the cream. And it shot out at a terrific speed. And it was the knowledge because unless you had a twin, there wasn't two, it was only one. And the reason why it was the knowledge is because when it was shot out at that terrific speed in the darkness of that uterine universe, right, it had a set destination, which was its earth. Its earth was that egg or that clot of blood that existed within the womb verse of the woman. And as that knowledge or that seed or that cream touched base with the clot of blood, he made it. And then he owned it. And what I meant by that is that it might have been 999,000 behind him. But unless he had a twin, he was the only one. He threw up a force field. And then he took over that earth. And he became the cream of that planet Earth and the father of that civilization because he grew an arm, a leg, an arm, and a head in the 9-month stage of growth and development. He owned it. It was him. Right? And he exists within that universe in a triple state of darkness. Right, because the earth was without form. And so I existed in a living, breathable liquid. As I was the cream of the planet Earth, attached to the earth with a cord. And you know what I'm saying? I am the Jesus who walked on water. Because it was quite apparent that at a certain stage in my growth and development, that the mother would say, "Oh baby, you feel him?" And then he'd be like, "Oh, he kicking." And I wasn't kicking, I was walking on water. Because I existed within a sack of living fluid, right? Remember now, I was just that thought, right? that became the liquid, right? That now has become a combination of solid liquids and gases, creating my own arm, leg, arm, head within a course of 9 months. Within 9 months, I went from a thought to a physical composition. Now, not only did I walk on water, I parted the Red Sea. Because not only that, I am the cause of the flood. I am the great flood. Because when I was ready to come, when I was ready to transfer from one plane of existence to the next, I burst the sack. And when her water burst, that was the flood. The flood was the indication that new life was about to be populating the planet, right? Because that was my coming. I'm telling the world, yo, there's a signal. I'm ready. Here I come. So not only did I cause the flood, then I parted the Red Sea and the placenta and the red. That's the red is symbolic to the blood. And when I emerged and I parted the Red Sea, you know what I'm saying, and I crushed it with my head, and I came out of the darkness into the light. Right? So whereas before I was existing within a state breathing liquid, a living liquid, I'm now transforming my state, my plane of existence. Now I'm coming into the light. It's not dark, it's light. If you notice when babies come into the planet, you know what I'm saying, most of the time if they're in the hospital, it's a lot of light. I'm coming into the light, right? So I'm following the light and I'm coming out. Now, I have to transfer my energy because I done burst the water. I can't breathe the water no more. So when I come out into the light, you know what I'm saying, on this plane of existence, right, of length, width, and depth now. Now I'm on this plane of existence, reality, right? I've shaped my body, I've composed, and I'm complete. Arm, leg, arm, I'm complete. So I come out, and it's a shock to me because now I have to deal with hydroxyfied gases, or H2O, right? Just oxygen. Now I'm dealing with hydroxyfied gases. But in order to get me to do that, you know what I'm saying, usually it's like a, and then it's a, ah! Now, see what y'all didn't hear, you didn't hear the complete Allah, but that was the breath of life, right? Because that was my first intake, right? My first intake of those hydroxyfied gases. Because I'm Allah, and I'm announcing, you know what I'm saying? Ah! You hear me, they say the baby screams, good sign. It's a healthy baby. Allah has arrived. Because this is the replication. We are the forever people with no beginning or ending. So I just wanted to speak to that knowledge degree and understanding who you are and how you got here. And that when you look at your physical composition, you are actually looking at the face of God when you see who you truly are. And you're able to understand it and apply that knowledge to yourself. Okay? So I just wanted to say that.